How one cancer survivor took recovery into her own hands.
And lights out.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
A Columbia house caught on fire this afternoon, causing a lot of damage. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reek.
And I'm Greg Mantell. The family was not home at the time, but neighbors saw smoke coming from the back of the house and called for help. The fire caused about $10,000 in damage. Columbia fire crews said it could have been a lot worse if the neighbors hadn't called 911.
A portion of the deck was on fire, and that the fire had extended up a portion of the siding as well.
Frazier says the electric meter on the back of the house was also damaged. A fire investigator believes discarded smoking materials caused the fire. The power is back on for some Columbia residents after an outage this morning. Columbia Water and Light was unable to provide information about what caused the outage. We went out and talked to some residents about what happened. Some residents in the Southward Ridge neighborhood said apartments on the south side of Columbia said they woke up without power. Water and Light officials say they sent workers to London Drive and Jean Ray Drive near West Worley Street later this morning after more reported outages. Residents say they remember a loud noise resembling an explosion at the moment the power went out.
We were just sitting there watching TV.
Columbia Water and Light says the city will release more details tomorrow when administrative officers return to work. Just as commuters come and go along Highway 63, so do construction projects along its sides. But what does the final bill for some of those projects look like? KOMU 8's Lucas Geisler shows us just how efficient MoDOT has been. Both Shoup and Lamangeli say the competitive bidding process has driven construction costs even lower. Moberly police arrested 4 people yesterday after finding methamphetamines, crack cocaine, marijuana, a large amount of cash, and paraphernalia related to the distribution of controlled substances. Police arrested a 29-year-old male for the distribution of controlled substances and maintaining a public nuisance. Police also arrested another 29-year-old male and a 28-year-old female for possession of controlled substance. Police also arrested a 22-year-old female for possession of marijuana. Missouri's education system will be the focus of a newly formed State House Committee. The House Interim Committee on Education will focus on ways to improve outcomes and better prepare students for college and adulthood. The panel will examine education issues during the summer and fall before lawmakers return in January. Republican House member Steve Cookson of Poplar Bluff will lead the interim committee.
Thank you very much. Doctors say more women are asking about genetic counseling for hereditary cancer.
We'll take a look at one local woman who took recovery into her own hands. In the wake of Angelina Jolie's double mastectomy, local physicians say more women are asking about genetic counseling for hereditary cancer.
According to the National Cancer Institute, doctors are 5 times more likely to diagnose women who carry mutated versions of the BRCA gene for breast and ovarian cancer. A Columbia woman who underwent a double mastectomy told KOMU 8's Jen Lask about her decision not to become part of a statistic.
Sweeping in. Not only is that going to give us a chance of rain, but looking like we'll be into the upper 80s.
The death toll is rising in the small Canadian town of Lac Mégantic.
The latest on the train derailment coming up.
But first, we've got your lottery numbers. Good luck. Officials say 2 more bodies were discovered in Quebec today, bringing the death toll to 5 after a train carrying crude oil derailed yesterday. The derailment ignited explosions and fires, destroying a small town's downtown center. Officials say 40 people are missing, adding that number could fluctuate. Police said today more people were found dead overnight. A taxi driver was arrested in Bangkok today after he allegedly killed an American passenger with a sword. Police suspect the driver attacked the American with a samurai sword Saturday night after an argument over the taxi fare. According to local media, the driver says he chased the American after he got out of the taxi and refused to pay. According to local media reports, the taxi driver has been charged with murder. An unexpected group of 4-legged surfers hit the waves to raise money for an animal rescue group.
They were hanging 20. Chris Gervino is in the house.
I'm here.
So you know what it's time for.
Well, speaking of Chris Gervino, now that we know actually a golfer, does it every day.
Really?
But Greg would very much like to be a pole vaulter. I think I'd like to frisbee golf. So it is time for the KOMU 8 Sports Show with Chris Gervino, who is here.
In high definition. Have a good night.